So it's only been 1 day since I have not driven my car. So today is Tuesday. I haven't driven my car. I didn't drive my car at all yesterday. This is the first time I'm getting in my car since Sunday late afternoon. And a freaking spider started spinning its web on my steering wheel. I'm like, man, I haven't barely been out of the car. It's only been 1 day since I have not driven my car. That's the one benefit of my coaching business is that I don't drive as much as I used to when I was, working in the gym 100% of the time. Because even when I was working in the gym 100% of the time, but I was also coaching, I was doing most of my coaching calls at the gym. So I would still have to drive to the gym. And then I was still, at that time, still doing some in-home clients. So, now that I do my business is primarily coaching clients with a few in-person clients here and there. That's the one benefit is I don't drive as much, so I don't put as many miles on my car, and I don't spend as much money on gas. But that is not the reason for this video today. So I start a lot of my videos with talking about I just got off a coaching call, and that's where a lot of the inspiration for these videos come from. I always say that I know if I have one client that struggles with something, I know that there are multiple people that struggle with that same thing. So I always like to put these videos. What are you doing, Mr. Amazon driver? You might want to drive that truck. I know that there are multiple people, many people struggling with the same thing. So one of my clients is struggling with I guess you can call it a sweet tooth. Like she has, this bad, I don't know if we want to call it an addiction to potato chips. So I gave her a hack, a workaround for her potato chips. Actually, I gave her two. And the first one is probably more common. So I'm going to give you two in this video. And this works for anything. Even if your thing is not potato chips, it will work for any craving. So try one of the two. Try them both. They will both work for your craving. So the first one is probably the obvious one, is that you want to go with a potato chip alternative. So they have these, I think the company's name is pronounced Wild. I think it's WILDE or something like that. And they have protein potato chips. Then the other one is Quest. I think it's Quest. Yeah, Quest. They have protein potato chips. So these will do a few things. They're going to give you the crunch and the salt that most people that crave potato chips and go overboard with regular potato chips, it's going to quench that thing, that salt and the crunch. Second thing it's going to do is it's going to force you to eat less simply because the serving sizes are smaller. Now, could you go ahead and eat 3 or 4 bags? Yeah, you could. But even if you did that, the third thing that they're going to do for you is they're going to give you more protein than a regular potato chip, and they're also going to give you fewer carbs. So it's like a win-win-win. You get more protein than you would in the regular Doritos or Lay's or whatever. You get less carbs in those regular potato chips. You get to satisfy your crunch. You get to satisfy the salty. You get to satisfy all of those things, and you also get far fewer calories than you would eating regular potato chips. So that's one of the workarounds that I tell all my clients is that find something that's comparable to what you already like eating, that's similar, but has less of all of the bad stuff. Now, the second tip that I give a lot of my clients is something that is less common. Now, I would say that this one might be a little bit harder, maybe not, but it could be. So what I would say you could do is find a snack food that you don't dislike, but you could do without. Like you'll eat it, but you won't overeat it. For instance, the examples I always give are like Almond Joys or like Milky Ways. So I have a craving for chocolate sometimes. And Almond Joys and Milky Ways were always those candies that if I got them for like Halloween when I was a kid, they were always the chocolates that I would always give away. Again, I don't dislike them, but it's not a chocolate that I'm necessarily, I don't think I've ever in my life ever bought an Almond Joy or a Milky Way from the store. But if it was the only chocolate available, I would eat it. But I would never overeat it. Like it wouldn't be something that I would even think to overeat it. Like if I've got like Snickers or if I've got Reese's in the house, I am definitely going to overeat those. And I keep looking at my watch just to check to make sure my camera looks like it's starting to tilt. So just to make sure that you guys are still getting the same view. But those are candies that if I have those available, I'm going to overeat those 100 out of 100 times. All day, every day. I am going to overeat Snickers. I am going to overeat Reese's. I'm going to overeat Kit Kats. Well, maybe, I'll probably overeat Kit Kats. Twix, I'm going to overeat those things. So I know that I can't have those around me. So if I have a craving for a sweet, I'll have, again, Almond Joys or Milky Ways. Or even like another one that's good, which I never thought of until I became a type 1 diabetic. And the nurse recommended, or they not recommended, but they gave it to me in the hospital. I'd never had it before, which was sugar-free Jell-O. Never had it before in my life until I became a type 1 diabetic. And it took care of the sweet craving, but it wasn't something that I was going to overeat. So this is another hack that I give a lot of my clients. Like find something that you don't dislike. That's the key. That it has to be something that you don't dislike, but you also don't necessarily like care for it so much. It wouldn't be something that you would necessarily think to go buy if you were craving something, but it will do its job. Because the key is that I always say that it's not the snack food that's the issue. It's the fact that we overeat it. There's no bad foods. Like you could eat almost anything. The problem is there's certain foods that you could take it or leave it and you'll probably never overeat. And then there's foods that you'll probably almost always overeat under all circumstances. Those are the foods you need to stay away from. Those are the foods you need to limit. So have those foods around you that okay, if I have that chocolate or that sweet or that salty craving, this is my go-to. Like I said, another one is like licorice. Like, okay, I would never think to go to the store to buy licorice, but if I had a craving for something sweet and I had it around, I'd probably have one and that would be it. And then I'd be done with it. So those are two hacks that you could try, because you know what? One thing I hate when people tell you tell someone, I've heard coaches in the past tell their clients, like they talk about having cravings for sweets and salty stuff, and they'll tell them, well, go eat broccoli or go eat, asparagus or something. I'm like, that is completely idiotic. Like that doesn't even two things don't even go together. If somebody told me they had a craving for something sweet, I could see maybe you tell them to go eat a piece of fruit, go eat some berries, go do something like that. But To tell them to go do something like completely opposite from the craving that they had completely makes no sense. So you want to do something that gets that craving dealt with at far fewer calories, at far fewer carbs, and most importantly, far fewer guilt. So that's my suggestion. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if, of course, as always, if you need any help on your fitness journey, click the first link down below in the description, fill out the form, and the two of us will figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be.